Ann Waiguru, you'll be required to stand in silence. Thank you.
These are the charges against Honorable Ann Waiguru as presented by the County Assembly. We are reading the charges verbatim. Charge number 1, gross violation of the Constitution. Particular number 1, failing to deliver the annual State of the County address to the County Assembly. Whereas Article 179(4) vests chief executive power on the governor, and whereas Section 30, subsection 2K of the County Government Act requires the governor to deliver an annual State of the County address to the County Assembly containing such matters as may be specified in county legislation, the governor has deliberately refused, failed, and/or neglected to deliver the same for the financial year 2018-2019, which failure amounts to a gross violation of the Constitution and the County Government Act. By failing to deliver an annual State of the County address to the County Assembly, the governor's conduct amounts to violation of the doctrine of sovereignty of the people as enshrined under Article 11, 12, 13, paragraph A, B, and 4B, and further violating Article 2.1 and Article 3.1 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which respectively addresses the supremacy and the binding authority of the Constitution to all state organs, persons, and the obligation to respect, uphold, and defend the Constitution from any violations or actions that may amount to an abrogation. The governor's failure to deliver an annual State of the County address to the County Assembly further amounts to the violation of the national values and principles of governance as enshrined under Article 10, and more specifically, her conduct violates the constitutional principles of patriotism, the rule of law, good governance, integrity, transparency, accountability, and sharing and devolution of power. The governor's failure to deliver an annual State of the County address to the County Assembly further violates Article 73(1)(a), as the same is inconsistent with the purpose and object of the Constitution, and the governor has failed to demonstrate the respect to the people of Kirinyaga County, while at the same time failing to bring honor and dignity to the office of the governor and to promote public confidence in the integrity of the said office. The governor's failure deliver an annual State of the County address to the County Assembly further violates Article 73(2)(c), which provides that the governor shall execute her functions through a selfless service based on public interest demonstrated by honesty in the execution of that public duty, as well as accountability to the public for decisions and actions. Evidently, the said failure demonstrates the governor's lack of discipline and commitment to the people of Kirinyaga County. Allegation number 2, undermining the authority of the County Assembly. Aware that Article 176(1) and 185(3) and 4 of the Constitution, as read together with Section 8 of the County Government Act, empowers the County Assembly to legislate and offer oversight as well as approving county plans and policies on the development and management of the county's infrastructure and institutions, and further aware that the import of Article 179(4) and 185(4) as read together with Section 32(f) and (j) of the County Government Act, which mandatorily requires the governor to submit the county plans and policies to the County Assembly for approval, and also submit to the County Assembly an annual report on the implementation status of the county policies and plans, and whereas Section 8 of the County Government Act requires the County Assembly to inter alia offer oversight and approve county development plan planning as submitted by the governor pursuant to Section 32F and J of the County Government Act, and whereas the functions laid out under Section 30, subsection 2F, J, and K can only be elucidated when the governor addresses the county assembly. That the governor's failure to comply with Section 30, subsection 2F, J, and K of the County Government Act 2012 not only undermines the power and the authority of the county assembly to offer oversight and approve various developmental plans, but also greatly clogs the wheels of the Wanjiko's oriented development in Kirinyaga County. Particular number 3, violations under written law. A, violation of Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015, Public Finance and Management Act 2012. The governor has violated Section 46 of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Act 2015 by usurping the powers of the county officer in establishing of the accounting officer in establishing an irregular tender evaluation committee composed of the governor's partisan staff, namely Pauline Kamau and Geshira Wayne, who directly take instructions from the governor and conveniently alternate as chairpersons of all major tender evaluation committees, contrary to Article 73, 1B of the Constitution, so as to act as a conduit to award tenders to the governor's preferred bidders. The governor said actions of interfering with the constitution of the tender evaluation committee is meant to compromise the integrity of the tendering process, and the same is driven by nepotism, favorism, improper and ulterior motives, and for corrupt purposes in complete disregard of the provisions of Article 73.2b and Article 73.2c. The governor has been in charge of a corrupt county tendering policy contrary to the provisions of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015, and thereby violating the following provisions of the Constitution. 1. Article 201A, D, E of the Constitution of Kenya, which requires that there be openness and accountability, including public participation in financial matters, and requires public money shall be used in a prudent and responsible way. And 2, Article 227(1), which requires that when a state organ or any other public entity contracts for goods and services, it shall do so in accordance with a system that is fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective, which principles were violated by the governor. The following tenders are evidential of the governor's interference with the tendering process of the county government of Kirinyaga. To wit, 1, tender number CGK/SCM/CTIED/OT/004 2018-2019 of Kenyan shillings 19,145,740, tender on evaluation report for proposed upgrading of Kagumo Market at Kagumo Town, Kirinyaga County, prepared on 20th December 2018. This tender was awarded to Joames Investment Limited, but without following the due process, and the award to Joames Investment Limited having not been cancelled, the tender was unilaterally undertaken by Master Rock Construction Company, whose bid was non-responsive, thereby violating the Constitution and the Public Procurement and Asset Act 2015 and the regulations therein. Number 2, the tender number CGK/MSPH&S/OT/023/2018-2019, tender on the evaluation report for proposed indefinite quantity framework agreement for non-pharmaceutical, prepared on 10th January 2019. Number 3, tender number CGK/TR and PW/OT 016/2017-2018. Tender for construction of Kagio Matatu Parking Phase 1, Lot 1 in Kiine Ward, March 2018, reserved for AGPO category. This tender was reserved for AGPO, but the same was awarded to Gypsy Civil and Building Contractors Limited, which company is not listed in the AGPO certified list of 2017-2018. Suffice to note that the evaluation committee noted that Gypsy Civil and Building Contractors Limited was not AGPO certified, yet they went ahead to find the bid responsive. Whereas Rawamu Holdings Limited, bidder number 7, which was AGPO certified, posted the lowest responsive bid of Kenyan shillings 29,661,872 shillings and 80 cents. However, the tender committee chaired by the governor's partisan staff, one Pauline Kamau, recommended the award of tender to be given to Gypsy Civil and Building Contractors Limited at Kenyan shillings 30,097,476. Number 4, tender number CGK/TR and PW/OT/013/2017-2018. Tender for construction of Kagio Matatu Parking Phase 1, Lot 3 in Mutile Ward, March 2018, reserved for AGPO. This tender was reserved for AGPO, but the same was awarded to Tafes and Nitram Enterprises Limited, which company is not listed in the AGPO certified list of 2017-2018. Suffice to note that the evaluation committee noted that Tafes and Nitram Enterprises Limited was not AGPO certified, yet they went ahead to find the bid responsive. Whereas Jones Investment Limited was AGPO certified, posted the lowest responsive bid of Kenyan shillings 10,908,361 and 60 cents. However, the tender committee chaired by the governor's partisan staff, one Pauline Kamau, recommended the award of tender to be given to Tafes and Nitram Enterprises Limited at Kenyan shillings 10,841,244 shillings, yet their bid was not responsive. Number 5, tender number CGK/MOW/OT/038/2017-2018. Tender for the proposed waterworks for Mwea Makina Water Project, March 2018, reserved for AGPO category. This tender was awarded to Eva Trading Agencies Limited, a company associated with the family of Mogondadhi, the Chief Finance Officer, who is a brother to Edwin Gishobi Ndadhi, who holds 300 shares in the said company, in total disregard of conflict of interest and in furtherance of a corrupt and joint criminal enterprise overseen by the governor. The tender committee chaired by the governor's partisan staff, one Pauline Kamau, recommended the award of tender to be given to Eva Trading Agency Limited. Number 6, tender number CGK/MOW/OT/039/2017-2018. Tender for the proposed waterworks for Yagishero Irrigation Water Project, March 2018, reserved for AGPO category. This tender was awarded to Eva Trading Agencies Limited, a company associated with the family of Mogondadhi, the Chief Finance Officer, who is a brother to Edwin Gishobi Ndadhi, who holds 300 shares in the said company, in total disregard of conflict of interest and in furtherance of a corrupt and joint criminal enterprise overseen by the governor. The tender committee, chaired by the governor's partisan staff, one Pauline Kamau, recommended the award of tender to be given to Eva Trading Agencies Limited at Kenyan shillings 9,942,022 shillings, whereas Value House Limited posted the lowest responsive bid of Kenyan shillings 9,633,550. Number 7, tender number CGK/MOE/OT/036/2017-2018. tender for the proposed waterworks for South Ngariama Water Project, March 2018, reserved for AGPO category. This tender was awarded to Eva Trading Agencies Limited, a company associated with the family of Mugondathi, the chief finance officer, who is a brother to Edwin Gishobindathi, who holds 300 shares in the said company, in total disregard of conflict of interest and in furtherance of a corrupt and joint criminal enterprises overseen by the governor. The tender committee, chaired by the governor's partisan staff, one Pauline Kamau, recommended the award of tender to be given to Eva Trading Agencies Limited at Kenyan shillings 11,943,820, whereas Tonjim Investment Limited posted the lowest responsive bid of Kenyan shillings 11,615,880. Number 8, tender number CGK/MOW/OT/037/2017-2018, tender for the supply and delivery of assorted UPVC pipes for Kenera Water Project in Morinduko Ward, March 2018. This tender was not reserved for AGPO, therefore the company that was given the tender ought to have been in business for at least 3 years before it could be considered to tender for services under the tender category. Hamfel Limited was incorporated on the 28th December 2017 and was awarded the tender on 26 March 2018. Whereas the company did not possess the National Construction Authority certification for waterworks category, at the same time did not provide a performance bond, neither did it produce the financial audited accounts for the previous 3 years endorsed, signed and stamped by a registered external auditor. The tender documents presented did not meet the requirements for consideration and award of tender. However, the Tender Evaluation Committee, under the auspices of the governor's partisan staff, one Pauline Kamau, recommended that the award of the tender be given to Hamfel Limited. Number 9, tender number CGK/MSPH and S/OT/023/2018-2019, proposed indefinite framework agreement for supply of non-pharmaceutical. Two Race General Supplies Limited was paid an amount of Kenya shillings 8 million without any supply being made, thus exposing the county to loss of public funds, contrary to the provisions of the Constitution and the Procurement Act. And number 10, tender number CGK/ICT/OT/047/2017-2018, tender for the design, development, installation, and commissioning of integrated hospital management information system. This tender was awarded to Velocity Partners Limited, a company that did not exist as at the time the tender was advertised for tendering, and thus a fictitious company. Suffice to note that the tender for the design, development, installation, and commissioning of integrated hospital management information system had been completed by the previous county government. Nevertheless, the tender was re-advertised and awarded to Velocity Partners Limited at a cost of Kenyan shillings 50,691,565, and the same was paid despite there being no work done. The contract signed between the county government of Kirinyaga and Velocity Partners Limited in the month of May 2018 was for Kenyan shillings 27,203,450, and the total amount paid out by the county government of Kirinyaga amounts to Kenyan shillings 50,691,565, an indication that the said contract was intended to siphon public funds through a corrupt and a fraudulent scheme overseen by the governor of Kirinyaga County. That the said Velocity Partners Limited was paid as follows. Void invoice dated 9th August 2018, amount invoiced totaling to Kenya shillings 30,643,575, was paid on the same day of the invoice to Velocity Partners Limited. Number 2, void an invoice dated 11th December 2018. Amount invoiced is Kenya shillings 6 million, paid on the same day of the invoice. Number 3, void invoice dated 22nd January 2019. Amount invoiced is Kenya shillings 8,607,300, paid on the same day of the invoice. Number 4, void invoice dated 24th January 2019. Amount invoiced is Kenya shillings 5,440,690, paid on the same day the same was invoiced. Number 6, that the total amount paid to Velocity Partners Limited of Kenya shillings 50,691,565 was deposited at their bank account number 103-602-002262 held at CDN Bank. The manner in which the amounts were invoiced and paid out to Velocity Partners Limited is evidence of the criminal enterprise headed by the governor intended to defraud the county through a skewed tendering process. Tender number 11, the tender to procure the governor's vehicle at a cost of Kenya shillings 15 million was irregularly awarded despite the same having been procured during the previous county government regime of His Excellency Joseph Ndathi. Moreover, this purchase was made using funds meant for contractors' retention account, which action amounts to misappropriation of funds and imprudent use of public resources and in furtherance of the corrupt practices. The Assembly's attempt to oversight this matter through has yielded any results as letters to executive have gone unanswered. The second charge, abuse of office and gross misconduct. Number 1, the governor has violated Section 46 of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Act 2015 by usurping the powers of the accounting officer in establishing an irregular tender evaluation committee composed of the governor's partisan staff, namely Pauline Kamau and Gishira Wayne, who directly take instructions from the governor and conveniently alternate as chairpersons of all major tender evaluation committees, contrary to Article 73(1)(b) of the Constitution, so as to act as a conduit to award tenders to the governor's preferred bidders. The governor said actions of interfering with the constitution of the Tender Evaluation Committee is meant to compromise the integrity of the tendering process, and the same is driven by nepotism, favorism, improper and ulterior motives, and for corrupt purposes in complete disregard of the provisions of Article 73(2)(b) and Article 73(2)(c). By usurpation of the power of the accounting officer under Section 46 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015, the governor has violated 1, Article 201A, D, E of the Constitution of Kenya, which requires that be openness and accountability, including public participation in financial matters, and requires public money shall be used in a prudent and responsible way. 2, Article 2271, which requires that when a state organ or any other public entity contracts for goods and services, it shall do so in accordance with a system that is fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective, which principle were violated by the governor. Particular number 2 under charge 2, the governor used her office to improperly confer a benefit to herself when she was irregularly paid for travel allowances by way of interest, amounting to Kenya shillings 10,634,614, yet she did not travel. The payments were made as follows. 1, that on the 18th June 2018, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 165,375, which amount was paid out on the same day. Number 2, that on 6 September 2019, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 300,000, which amount was paid out on the same day. Number 3, that on 29th October 2019, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 43,800, which amount was paid out on the same day. Number 4, that on the 8th January 2020, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 943,700, which amount was paid on the same day. Number 5, that on 23rd October 2018, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 1,107,364, which amount was paid out on the same day. Number 6, that on the 15th January 2020, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 300,000, which amount was paid out on the same day. Number 7, that on the 25th February 2020, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 1,125,440, which amount was paid out on the same day. Number 8, that on the 23rd August 2019, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 1,910 shillings, which amount was paid out on the same day. Number 9, that on the 30th June 2019, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 2,600,297, which amount was paid out on the same day. Number 10, that on the 14th June 2019, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 455,000, which amount was paid out on the same day. Number 11, that on the 18th February 2019, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 989,961, which amount was paid out on the same day. Number 12, that on the 18th June 2018, the governor invoiced the county for Kenya shillings 1,601,767, which amount was paid out on the same day. And number 13, the amount of Kenya shillings 10,634,614 was paid to the governor's personal account in the name of Ann Waiguru, account number 18029017480, held at Equity Bank. But allegation number 3 under that charge, that there was established the Kirinyaga Investment Development Authority by the County Assembly via Kirinyaga Investment Development Authority Act, which enacted the board to chair the said authority. That, however, the County Public Service Board directed that the said board members should not be paid until their salaries have been approved by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission via circular. However, the governor did not take the said recommendation and has continued to have the board of KIDA paid out outside the IFMIS and county government payroll, which action amounts to an abuse of office, and the same has contravened the provisions of the Public Finance Management Act and the Salaries and Remuneration Commission Act. Further still, interest amounting to more than 14 million was paid out to Mr. Francis Muredhi Kariuki on instruction by the governor, which interest is yet to be accounted for. And particular allegation number 4 under this charge, violation of the right to health of the people of Kirinyaga County. The governor, by her conduct, either omission or commission, has caused the health sector in Kirinyaga County to run into disarray and into a deplorable state that has compromised and undermined the realization of the right to highest attainable health standard of the people of Kirinyaga as enshrined under Article 43(1) of the Constitution.